Hello everyone, and a very good morning to all of you, and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. As we all know, from Monday to Thursday, 11 a.m. in the morning, we come up with the Hindu analysis. Today is 31st July, that is Monday, and we are here with the Hindu analysis of 31st July. So if I'm audible and visible, just write in the comments, yes sir, you're audible. अगर मेरी आवाज आ रही है, आप एक बार comment section में लिख दो, yes sir, you're audible, so that we can start our session. Am I audible, guys? So, yes. So this is an article that we are going to discuss today. The first page article says total breakdown of law and order in Manipur India team says. Okay. So I hope you are aware that Manipur, there are violence are happening and all. So the opposition member alliance, this is India, is actually the name of opposition parties. Many opposition parties have come together. They formed an alliance called as India Alliance. So their team went actually to Manipur, and they are now saying that total breakdown of law and order has happened in Manipur and all. Okay, I hope you are aware of this. So let's start. So they have discussed about it. The government machinery was wholly failed and also, but that is what they have said. And they submitted a letter. So 21 member of parliament, where these are the MPs, they visited it and all. In fact, they met the governor of Manipur. So her name is Anusia Yuki. So she is actually the governor of Manipur. Okay. So relating their impression from the visit, the letter said they were very shocked and etc. and all. Okay, so please go and read it. I think it's not very difficult for you to read, to explain anything. Just go and read it. Have an idea about it. You should be knowing the name of the chief minister of Manipur and the governor of Manipur. दोनों का नाम याद होना चाहिए because it is very much in the news. And the capital of Manipur as well. I mean, these are the important facts you should be knowing about it. Okay, yes. Now, on the first page, there was another article actually talking about 10,000 children in relief camp in Manipur, sessions on for stress relief. So actually, I hope you are aware that, the relief camps have been set up because of violence affected region and all. So that is why to reduce the stress of children, sessions have been done and all. Just have an idea about it. Okay. Yes. Mr. N. Biren Singh is the chief minister of Manipur. Capital of Manipur is Imphal. Very good. Many people are right. Actually, yes. Yes, Alia Kausar, you are right. Manu, Rashmikant, yes. इंडिया का फुल फॉर्म अगर याद है तो वेरी गुड. आई मीन मे बी दे कैन आस्क, सो जस्ट हैव एन आइडिया. इंक्लूसिव डेवलपमेंटल अलायंस एंड ऑल. ठीक है, इसको याद रख लेना. ठीक है, सो इसमें बहुत ज्यादा कुछ एक्सप्लेन एज सच करने का नहीं है. इफ यू रीड इट यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड. नथिंग मच टू एक्सप्लेन इट एज सच. Okay, now let's talk about another article on the first page talking about a suicide bomb attack in Pakistan. I hope you are aware, yesterday this news was coming in from the region of Peshawar and all. At least 44 killed, nearly 100 injured in a suicide bomb attack in Pakistan. So I hope you are aware of this. A powerful blast triggered by a suicide bomber killed 44 people and 100 got injured. So there was actually a rally which was supposed to happen of a political party in Pakistan's 𝗖𝗵𝗴𝗶 region, province bordering Afghanistan. Okay, so let me show you where exactly it is. Okay, so here is India, this is Pakistan, and this is Afghanistan, and it is Pakistan. This is the border, right, of Afghanistan and Pakistan. I guess somewhere here you will find this. I'm making a rough sketch. This is the region of 𝗖𝗵𝗴𝗶. I think this is the spelling, if I'm not wrong. Okay, yes. So you can say this is the province or a state which is bordering Afghanistan, and somewhere here you will find this. And in this region, actually, the suicide bomb has happened and all, and almost around 44 people have died and all. So just have an idea about it. Okay, because yes, so just go and read it and all. Now, since we are talking about the Pakistan-Afghanistan border and all, so there's a question for you which is in front of you, and it says, what is the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan called as? And these are your options: McMahon line, Durand line, LOC, LAC. What is the right answer to this question? क्या सही जवाब है? आपको बताना है. Anyone? I have taught this in paid classes, so I'm expecting you all to know it. Yes, very good. Durand line, that's called Dhananjay, Rashmikant, Priya Chavan, Saniyan, Sari, Nitika, Saurabh. Very good. मैंने पेड क्लास में पढ़ाया है कि the border line between Pakistan and Afghanistan is called as Durand line because somewhere around in 1898 Durand Commission was set up and all. I hope you are aware of these things and all. Okay. So just have an idea about it. Yes, Alok, Gauri, Kamlesh, Rashmikant. So yes, option was also very easy to eliminate. मैंने ये सारा पढ़ा रखा है. I have taught where is LOC, where is LAC, where is McMahon line. I have taught these things. ये भी मैंने पढ़ाया है in the paid classes. What is Durand line and all. So just have an idea because it is in the news. The Pakistan-Afghanistan border was in the news. So they can ask questions. So B is the right answer to this question. Okay. On the first page, there was another article. Second half में नीचे Ministry doubts apps numbers on cases of manual scavenging. Okay, what is manual scavenging? Okay, manual scavenging means actually humans, humans going inside drains, sewage and all. आपने देखा होगा वो नाली के अंदर जाते हैं साफ करने के लिए. So that is manual scavenging and it has been prohibited by Supreme Court order previously also. In fact, this is a February this year news. The Supreme Court asked government what it has done to end manual scavenging. So Supreme Court in its previous order have said that manual scavenging has to be stopped as soon as possible. Okay, and that is why recently, few months back, the Supreme Court has asked the government that show me the data that how have you improved in it, have you stopped or ended manual scavenging, or the manual scavenging is decreasing it or not. Okay, it gave 6 weeks time also. 6 weeks time was also given and all. So recently, actually, this was a data on 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗪 𝗥𝗲𝗴𝗪, a mobile app. So this app would be helpful in locating the manual scavenging cases and all. And it has identified 6,253 cases of manual scavenging. Okay, इसी को कहते हैं manual scavenging. आपने देखा होगा sometimes, the person goes inside the drain to clean it, and this is against human dignity. Of course, you are aware of that. Yes, very good, Dhananjay. तो इसका जो alternate क्या होगा? Now the question is, what is the alternate? If we can have robots, machines. जैसे Dhananjay is saying, yes, you are right. In fact, yes, similar types of robots have been made at different places, different levels. कि machine जाएगा अंदर नाली साफ करने, why should human go inside it? Yes, very good. So basically, this 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗪 app has said that 6,253 cases of manual scavenging is there. But the Ministry of Social Justice was not sure whether the number was authentic or not. Okay, so that is why it was in the news. So all these things like Ministry of Social Justice is actually supposed to think about, the minor weaker sections related. Just for example, physically disabled. Okay, so manual scavenging. So these are the aspects that Ministry of Social Justice is supposed to take up, right? So can you please tell me, find out who is right now the Minister of Social Justice? Bandhuput Kerala robot. Yes, very good, Gauri. Usi tarah, yes. So these are the lot of robots are being made to avoid manual scavenging and all, right? So that is what the Supreme Court, 2020 mein kaha tha, means December 2020 had said actually there should be an app for capturing the data of insanitary latrines, manual scavenging and all. Just have an idea about it, that this needs to be stopped. देखो इसके लिए laws भी बनाए गए. There are a lot of laws regarding it. Employment of manual scavengers and construction of dry latrines Prohibition Act 1993 and prohibition of employment as manual scavenging as their rehabilitation 2013. So कितना पुराना 1993 का एक law है, 2013 का है. So one law is almost 30 years old, the other one is almost more than 10 years old. So that is why we should believe that by now it should have been completely eliminated, this concept of manual scavenging. So there's a previous judgment of Supreme Court, 𝗖𝗂𝗏𝗪 𝗪𝒂𝗪 and others versus Union of India case, which has to deal with this. Okay. So rehabilitation based on the principle of justice and transformation should be done. Now, this is a question for you. In fact, इसमें rehabilitation की बात कही गई, आप कहीं पढ़े होगे ना. So it provides for rehabilitation. So because a person who is doing manual scavenging, he or she is not doing for with his or her will, rather it is because of livelihood issues. बेचारों इतना गरीब है कि उसके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, so वही कर रहा है. So that is also a big issue, that they are actually doing it because they do not have any other job or any other avenues to earn, and because of which actually. So that is why if we are deterring them, stopping them from doing manual scavenging, we have to give them some other livelihood, shelter, rehabilitation and all, right? So हम लोग को मतलब गवर्नमेंट को कुछ और ही प्रोवाइड उसकी जगह करना होगा, उनको लाइवलीहुड, कोई और रास्ता नौकरी करने का, अर्न करने का, शेल्टर एंड ऑल. So that is what is also very important. So we have to actually be holistic in doing something. सिर्फ इसको बैन करने से नहीं होगा, इसको बैन कर दिया कोई नहीं करेगा, अभी बेचारा कहाँ जाएगा, मतलब where these people will go and all. So that is also an issue. So we have to provide an alternate employment shelter now. Yes, very good, Minister of Social Justice, Mr. Virendra Kumar. Okay, since we are talking about manual scavenging, it is against human dignity, as everyone knows, which violates Article X of the Constitution. What is X? Your options are 21, 14, 17, 25. What is the right answer to this question? Manual scavenging is against human dignity, which violates Article X of the Constitution. What is X? बताइए. What is the right answer? देखो, जब भी human dignity, dignified human life की बात हो, मैंने कई बार बताया है, I have taught in the paid classes that Article 21 talks about right to life, and Supreme Court has expanded the definition of right to life, and it also means right to, different thing, right to livelihood, right to privacy. So one of the important one is right to live with dignity. Yes. So dignified life of a human is actually the part of fundamental right under Article 21. So manual scavenging basically violates Article 21. This you must be knowing it. So A is the right answer to this question. Okay. Yes. Okay. Before moving on, guys, this is a CLAT 2024 comprehensive course. The exam is in December. Hardly 5-6 months is left. We are running a crash course for that. 300 plus recorded videos, 300 plus hours of live session is there. If you have any question, call on this number 95388956678. And this is the actually 3-day free trial also. We are providing it. Download our app, go to CLAT section, and you will get a lot of, the 3-day free trial also. Okay, one more thing is that, guys, actually download our app, go to CLAT section, and today at 6 p.m. we'll be having a session. Okay, every Monday को मैंने बताया ना, on our app every Monday I do a session, and where actually I do revision of the Hindu newspaper questions. So whatever I am doing the Hindu analysis, I give you questions. Okay, so I am doing a revision for the last 3, 4, 5 months, so that this will be a sort of a revision for you. So download our app, go to CLAT section, and I'll be meeting you at 6 p.m. for the revision series. Okay, please do join it. That would be very, very beneficial. Okay, yes. The next is, let's talk about the relevance of humanities as resistance and all. So this is an editorial. देखो, आपको पता होगा, this 2 editorial is written by some author. Author name is present here, है ना? आपने देखा होगा. And these 2 are authorless. And actually these 2 are authorless, and it represents the opinion of editors of the Hindu newspaper. So editors of the Hindu news. So these 2 are actually written by editors of the Hindu newspaper. Just have an idea about that. Okay? Yes. Now let's talk about relevance of humanities as resistance. Now, I don't think this is important from your exam point of view, so you can skip it actually. Technically, you can directly skip it. He is talking about the humanities, the importance, liberal arts and all. ये exam point of view से इतना important नहीं है, so I am myself is actually skipping this. If you are interested, you can read it. Otherwise, a lot of philosophical words are being mentioned, talked about a lot of quotes and all. So ये आपके काम का नहीं है, so you can leave it, ना, from your exam point of view. So I'm going to this article, ये side वाला, on merits. Now let's talk about this one. On merits following Supreme Court bail order, 𝗞Ｈ𝗴𝗃 case needs a relook. So actually 2 persons actually have been given bail. So one is these are the 2 persons, Vernon Gonzalez and Arun Ferreira. So these were activists who were arrested in regard to 𝗞H𝗴𝗃 violence, which actually it was in the news, I think around 2018. So they have been given the bail and all. So that is what is being talked about. So first of all, please answer this question. then I'll be moving. If you have read this article, you can easily answer this question. Under section X of UAPA, no court can grant bail if there are reasonable grounds to believe the accusation is true. Your options are 123, 43D5, 49, 121D. So आपको ये बताना है कि कौन से सेक्शन ऑफ यूएपीए के अंदर नो कोर्ट, मतलब एक्चुअली यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट के अंदर दिस सेक्शन ग्रांटिंग बेल इज क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट, और देयर आर स्ट्रिंजेंट प्रोविजन दैट बेल शुड नॉट. देखो जनरली रूल क्या होता है, बेल इज द रूल, जेल इज द एक्सेप्शन. कहा जाता है ना, बेल इज द रूल, jail is the exception. Okay, but there are some laws in which getting bail is very difficult, like UAPA, then there is NSA. So there are a lot of stringent provision in this regard. So that is what is being talked about in this editorial, and that's why I'm talking it. So yes, very good. Many people are answering it. Sani Ansari, Alia, Gargi, Jagriti, Priya Chavan, Alok Pratap, Gauri, Dharanjay, Tanzila, Alok. Yes, section 43D. Clause 5. अब देखो इसमें लिखा है, the Supreme Court order granting bail to Vernon Gonzalez, Arun Ferreira demonstrates how even a stringent anti-terrorism law. So UAPA, Unlawful Activities and Prevention Act, I think it was made in 1967, I guess. So this is an anti-terrorism law. So this should be, invoked against those who are involved in terror activities. So, this actually denial of bail is there. Need not to be the norm, and preliminary assessment can lay the weakness of a police case. So, actually they are actually criticizing, the author is slightly criticizing the police or arrest and all. That is what you should be knowing it. No court can grant bail if there are reasonable grounds. So here it is written. So generally, if there is reasonable ground to believe that the accusation is true, then the court generally is not supposed to grant bail. But here actually the Supreme Court has granted bail. So in the apex court judgment, when the Supreme Court judgment in 2019 holds that there cannot be a detailed analysis of the evidence at the bail stage and all. So इसी सब की बात करें, they are going very much in detail that why they have been given bail and all. Apart from absence of any evidence, the accused were part of conspiracy. The court was noted that the letters in which they were mentioned contain only third-party response and all. मतलब ये है कि अब इतना detail नहीं जाना है, but just have an idea. The Supreme Court said that the evidence does not, argument does not appear to be very strong against this person, and that is why the bail have been given and all. बस इतना पता होना चाहिए. So just read something about UAPA. It was made in 1967 and all. So that is what you should be knowing it. Reason for the arrest, थोड़ा सा मैं background बता देता हूँ. The first, actually there was a 𝗞𝗏 incident happen. Okay, first आप ये question का answer करो, then I will tell you. Battle of 𝗂𝗏𝗀 happened the year 1818 between Marathas versus 𝗖𝗂𝗵𝗋. 𝗖𝗂𝗵𝗋 मतलब English East India Company. Then 𝗖𝗂𝗵𝗋 versus Mughal Emperor. Then Marathas versus Nizam of Hyderabad. Marathas versus Portuguese. Your time starts now. 1818 की जनवरी में एक जंग हुई थी, बैटल ऑफ 𝗂𝗏𝗀. And first you answer it, then I will explain in this background. In which background they were arrested. So battle of 𝗂𝗏𝗀 happened in the year 1818. So actually 𝗂𝗏𝗀 is I think a place you will find it in Maharashtra. So it happened between which, two sides. People are saying D. Sure. Alright. Battle of 𝗂𝗏𝗀, you should be knowing it. I'm surprised that very few people write. So Gargi is right actually. The right answer is, it was actually Maratha versus 𝗖𝗖𝗍, matlab English East India Company. Okay. I think it was a part of Anglo-Maratha War, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Okay. Look, actually what happened was, this war happened between Maratha Confederacy versus British East India Company. Okay, so it happened in January 1818. 𝗞𝗏 is actually a place in 𝗂𝗏𝗀. 𝗞𝗏 river भी है. 𝗞𝗏 river is also there in Maharashtra. Okay, so there's a place called 𝗞𝗏 or 𝗞𝗏 𝗂𝗏𝗀 where this the battle had happened. Okay, now 200 years later, exactly 200 years later, if you ask 1818 plus 200 years, it will become 2018. So actually a program was organized regarding to mark the 200th birth anniversary of Battle of 𝗞𝗏 𝗂𝗏𝗀. Okay, in which actually violence had happened and all, and it led to the death of a person also in this regard. And this event was organized by two retired judges, Justice P.B. Sawant, ex Supreme Court judge, and I think he's dead now. And Justice 𝗟𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀 Patil, I think he's a former Bombay High Court judge. So these two were the organizer of this event in which a violence had happened, and in that violence actually many activists were, the allegation against these activists were there that they were also involved in the violence and all. Okay, so go and read it. मैंने आपको एक basic idea दे दिया. Go and read it. What are the allegations against them? So like the two who have got bail were actually, allegation is that they were also involved in this. The violence had happened and all. And another lady called as Sudha Bhardwaj, she was also given bail and all. There was another poet called as 𝗟𝗏𝗴𝗃 Rao who also was given bail and all. So इसी को पढ़ लेना बस, आनंद तहल टोम्बले. So these people have got bail and all. So just go and read it. Just have an idea about that. Okay? Yes. Yes. Now let's talk about this. Better truths in Maharashtra sugar field. अच्छा, कोई ये बता सकता है कि which state is the largest manufacturer of sugar cane? या sugar manufacturer? Okay, look, actually, let me tell you. Generally, I think recently we have seen that Maharashtra has defeated UP, but होता क्या कभी UP, sometimes Maharashtra is actually the largest producer of sugar cane. Okay, just have an idea about it. कि कभी ये रहता है UP, कभी Maharashtra. Okay, now bitter truths. Bitter मतलब क्या होता है? तलख, सार, मतलब a bad news you can say in Maharashtra sugar field. So basically they are talking about actually the state of farmers in the Marathwada region and all. Let me explain it. Okay. So the High Court of Bombay has recently taken suo motu cognizance. क्या होता है? Few days back I discussed this, of the exploitation of intra-state workers that migrate seasonally from drought-affected water-scarce region of Marathwada to the sugar belt region of Maharashtra. Okay, now what is exactly it is? Let me show you. देखो ये यूपी है. कभी समटाइम्स यूपी इज नंबर 1 इन शुगर केन प्रोडक्शन, समटाइम्स महाराष्ट्र. अभी शायद लास्ट ईयर मैंने चेक किया था, सो इट वाज महाराष्ट्र. प्लीज चेक इट, वो वारी करता है. नाउ दिस इज द स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र. पहले मैं दिखा देता हूँ. दिस इज यस, दिस इज द स्टेट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र. ओके, यहाँ लिखा हुआ है ना महाराष्ट्र. नाउ दिस रीजन is actually of Maharashtra. ये जो मैं हाईलाइट कर रहा हूँ, this region is actually, I'm making a rough sketch, थोड़ा सा आगे पीछे हो सकता है. This is Marathwada region. Okay. Now this Marathwada region, और एक और रीजन है काफी फेमस, ये वाला को कहते हैं इसको, just wait, I'm making it with red pen. ये वाला जो रीजन है इसको हम लोग कहते हैं विदर्भ रीजन. विदर्भ. Okay, so these Marathwada and Vidarbha region are drought regions of Maharashtra. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? हाँ, किसी ने बताया भी है कि टेकिंग द कंप्लेंट बाय इटसेल्फ. यस, मानो गौरी, यस, वेरी गुड. हाँ, तो सुओ मोटो मतलब होता है नो वन हैज फाइल्ड अ पिटीशन बट बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट रियलाइज्ड द पेन ऑफ देम एंड दे इटसेल्फ, द जज इटसेल्फ टुक द मैटर. यस, वेरी गुड. हाँ, नाउ अब देखो क्या है कि दिस इज Marathwada एंड ये जो दोनों रीजन है, Marathwada एंड विदर्भ रीजन, दीज आर एक्चुअली यू विल फाइंड ड्रॉट अफेक्टेड रीजन्स. मतलब बहुत सुखाड़ आ जाता है खास करके एंड ऑल. And this actually, what will happen if there is drought? What will happen is the productivity, agricultural productivity will be very less. Yes or no? Of course, when there is drought. And that is why you will find a lot of farmer suicides in this region also, unfortunately. You must have seen like Vidarbha continues to have record high farmer suicide, unfortunately, these things. तो ये सब रीजन में एक मतलब रूरल डिस्ट्रेस जिसको हम कहते हैं, फार्म डिस्ट्रेस है. And that is why it is defined as intra-state migration happens. So, I mean, they are talking about they come to this. Let me make it with some other color pen. So, actually, people from Marathwada region, the farmers come in this region. यहाँ पर जो है ना, sugar cane production अच्छा होता है ना. I mean, I'm making a rough sketch. थोड़ा सा आगे पीछे हो सकता है. So, understand it. So, basically, that is what is being talked about. This region is Marathwada, the affected region. I mean, and the farmers, due to drought region, they move to this region where actually you will find a better sugarcane production, because here actually there is no such sort of actually water shortage. So I hope you are aware the southwest monsoon comes from this region, है ना? So when southwest monsoon comes from this region, the western portion of Maharashtra is does not have any drought problem. उनको प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट इस रीजन को, इस इधर वाले रीजन में ड्रॉट का इशू होने लगता है. यस, ओके. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट. इंट्रा स्टेट माइग्रेशन की बात हो रही है, मतलब विद इन द स्टेट द माइग्रेशन हैपेंड फ्रॉम Marathwada to this region, right? So within the state, the migration happens from drought affected Marathwada region to the western Maharashtra, and Maharashtra is one of the top most sugar producer, and all that is what is being talked about. Okay. So though interstate migration workers form the backbone of sugarcane industry and economic growth, they have remained critically marginalized and oppressed for several decades. So that is what, so they are saying of course these migrant workers have a lot of problems, oppressive and all. तो उनकी बहुत सारी समस्या है. That is what the author is talking about, है ना. So ये सब आपको पता होना चाहिए. To deal with the prolonged unemployment after sowing of Rabi crops, millions of small and marginal peasants households from Beed, Jalna, Samambad, etc. and moved to this region and all. वही बस बता रहे कि वो यहाँ से उठ करके इस region से they move to this region. ठीक है. So that is what is being talked about. From Marathwada region to the western portion of Maharashtra. Yes, that is what they are talking about. They have given the name of district, जिला का नाम भी लिख दिया. ठीक है, अब उतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है. Prolonged drought conditions, repeated crop failure, debt and acute unemployment created endmost situation for Marathwada rural worker. Yes, when there is a prolonged drought, what will happen? The crop failure will happen. Crop जल जाएगा, नहीं उसको पानी की जरूरत होती है. Then what will happen? Debt return हो जाएगा. जो कर्जा लिया वो वापस नहीं कर पाएंगे. The farmers, if the farmer has taken any loan for actually fertilizer or any such thing, they will not be able to return because the crop has got failed. So that is an issue, that they are not able to pay back the loans. And acute unemployment, so acute यानी बहुत ज़्यादा severe unemployment crisis, that is what the author is talking about. Okay, inadequate data is the stumbling block in framing inadequate data. So we do not have, according to the author, the perfect data of how, I mean, what are the issues, exact issues with migrant workers, women workers and all. Okay, technology aided MTS was launched in 2022 by Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay, which is first of its kind project. So some sort of initiative have been done. That is what the author is talking about the effect on women and children. Of course, when there is poverty, the women and children are the most affected. Okay, so that is what is being talked about. तो इसी सब की बात कर रहे हैं, आप समझ लो, उसमें अब डिटेल नहीं जाना है. So they're talking about, yes, the women issues and all, gynecologist issues, the forced marriages, early marriage, adolescent girl problem, early pregnancy. Of course, these all things are related with poverty. I hope you are aware of this. Okay, when there is poverty, there is less knowledge, less education, early child marriage will happen. These are the issues, the lack of proper healthcare services. ये सब वो बता रहे हैं. Okay, so these are the things being talked about and all. So then the author is talking about National Education Policy 2020. So the National Education Policy 2020 says, emphasize equitable and inclusive education for all. Yes, it says, of course, Article 21, capital A is right to education. Yes, which is a fundamental right. Okay, so they are talking about it, that the new policy which has been announced, the government has talked about that, yes, equitable and inclusive means even the weaker section should get the education and all. ये मतलब idea हुआ. There are no sufficient alternative schooling models which in turn affect the education and all. Okay, so that is what is being talked about. There is need to be intervention to ensure that seasonal migrants have access to justice and all. तो यही है कि जो seasonal migrant workers होते हैं, they should get access, the social justice, their poverty, their problem should be heard. इसी सब की बात कर रहे हूँ, ठीक है. So इसको पढ़ लेना. I have given you the basic idea. Now you will be able to understand it, है ना. The next में side में एक article थी, rap on the knuckles. Supreme Court has tried to hold state and center to account on mob violence. So actually main thing is talking about lynching, the incident of lynching. So there is a judgment of Supreme Court in 2018 also, the 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗹 case. They are talking about it, and the recent petition of National Federation of Indian Women also regarding protecting or stopping lynching and all. Okay, तो जैसे ये 2018 के एक judgment है Supreme Court का, and this is 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗹 case. We call it as 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗹 case. Okay, so this is 2018 judgment. You can say Supreme Court asked Parliament to bring in a special law against lynching. Okay, so under this, actually 2018, at that time Justice 𝗖𝗂𝗏 𝗏𝗏 was the Chief Justice of India. He had asked Centre to frame a scheme under X to give direction to the state to prevent, control the incidents and all. So what is X here? You are supposed to tell me. Your options are 356, 256, 129, 243. What is the right answer to this question? Yes, Dhananjay, I didn't see your message at that time. Yes, आप सही बता रहे हो. वेस्टर्न महाराष्ट्र में बारिश होती है और ईस्टर्न में मराठवाड़ा रीजन में नहीं हो पाती. वेस्टर्न घाट स्टॉप कर देता है. यस, सह्याद्री की वजह से. करेक्ट. हाँ. Justice 𝗖𝗂𝗏 𝗏𝗏 had passed an order and said कि center should frame a scheme under Article X to give direction to a state. देखो ये है question. Which article of the Constitution talks about center can issue direction to a state? Center जो है वो state को direction issue कर सकता है कौन से article के अंदर? अगर आपको ये पता है, you will be able to answer it. I know कि ये थोड़ा सा tough है, I agree, but just have an idea. It's actually Article 256. B is the right answer. ठीक है. Okay. देखो क्या obligation of states and union territory में आप देखो इसको पढ़ोगे तो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. Union shall extend to the giving of such direction to a state as may appear to be government of India to be necessary. ठीक है. So the union can issue direction that yes, I am making a law and state government has to implement it. So this is Article 256. So इसको Justice Deepak Mishra at that time highlighted it that yes, the central government parliament should make a law in this regard and all. And recently the Supreme Court has asked to data updates from union कि क्या has there been any improvement? So the Supreme Court in 2018 has passed an order and now we are in 2023. So has there been any improvement in controlling lynching and all or not? So that is what actually has been talked about. So recently National Federation of Indian Women has filed a petition in this regard. देखो ये लिखा ना तहसीन पूना वाला केस 2018. ठीक है. So just have an idea about it. इसको एक basic idea होना चाहिए है ना. It is the sacrosanct duty of the state to protect the lives of the citizen and a principal obligation to prevent vigilantism. Vigilantism मतलब वही कि means instead of police, the people are punishing. Instead of judiciary or criminal justice system, the people are punishing the accused. A lot of times these things do happen कि किसी there is an allegation of theft और लोगों ने उसको पीट दिया और जान से मार दिया. अभी प्रूफ भी नहीं हुआ है कि whether that person has really done robbery or theft or not. But still when the rumors sometimes happens and people start killing it, beating it and all, that's called vigilantism. उसको stop करना है. Of course there has to be a due process of law. If someone has done some crime, it will be arrested by the police. He or she will be arrested by the police and produced in the court, and the court, it is the duty of the court to punish it. So that is how, otherwise there will be the law and order problem, that if people start punishing others and all. That is what the Supreme Court in fact in 2018 said to set up a nodal police officer की बात कही थी. That in each district, in each block, there has to be a nodal police officer of the rank of DSP and all, who should be responsible for stopping lynching and all. That is what the Supreme Court has said. Nodal officer होना चाहिए, खास officer, जिसकी responsibility होगी lynching stop हो सके. Actually it's quite difficult. Yes, I agree. But yes, that is what the Supreme Court has said. Yes, controlling it is very important and all. फिर एक और आर्टिकल थी, एक्चुअली इसका हेडलाइन मिस कर गया. ओपिनियन पेज की आर्टिकल थी, which is talking about educational ethics. Okay. So इसमें भी बहुत, this is not even an exam point of view से बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं important, but have a basic idea that yes, Bose-Einstein statistics, अभी सब इतना आपको जानना नहीं है, ठीक है. So he's talking about national education policy. कुछ चीजें जो हम इसमें बता देते हैं, अनएथिकल एकेडमिक प्रैक्टिस की बात कर रहे हैं. एकेडमिक्स में कई बार अनएथिकल एकेडमिक प्रैक्टिस होती है. सबसे फेमस जो होता है उसको हम लोग कहते हैं प्लैगियरिज्म. दिस इज वेरी फेमस, प्लैगियरिज्म. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल देखो उन्होंने लिखा भी यहाँ पे, और डेटा मैनिपुलेशन. प्लैगियरिज्म मींस जैसे मान लो फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव डन, मान ली एक्स इज अ पर्सन हु हैज डन सम रिसर्च एंड हैज पब्लिश पेपर. अगर आप पीएचडी वगैरह लोग को जानते होगे, सो दे डू रिसर्च, पब्लिश पेपर. ओके, अब वो क्या किया, वाई कोई और बंदा है, there's another guy called Y, it steal the published paper and publish the same paper with his name, कहीं और से चुरा के कॉपी करके डाल दिया, and he has said कि I have written it. This is called as plagiarism, है ना. Okay, so actually this is a lot of time these things do happen कि आपने मेरा जो है रिसर्च पेपर यूज कर लिया. आप अगर लिखो भी तो आप क्रेडिट दे दो ना. He can write that yes, I have taken it from Mr. X research paper. Yes, you can quote it, nothing wrong in it. अगर आपको कोट भी करना, आपने कहीं से अच्छा चीज पाया तो आप उसको लिख सकते हो. But you have to write it that yes, I have taken it from the research paper written by this Mr. and I have found it good, so I am writing it here also. ठीक है. Data manipulation मतलब numbers change करना. ठीक है. So these things also do happen. So to favor it yourself, है ना, इस तरह number change, data manipulation is done in such a way that it will favor your argument. जो आपके आर्गुमेंट को फेवर करेगा वो वाला मैनिपुलेट कर दिया. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द एकेडमिक एथिक्स दैट हैज टू बी फॉलोड, है ना. हाँ, कॉपीराइट एंड ऑल केस. हाँ, यस मनु, राइट. हाँ, विदाउट गिविंग क्रेडिट, एक्चुअली अगर आप कॉपी कर रहे हो, आप बता रहे हो कि नहीं मेरा किया वो लिखा हुआ है, So that is why, I mean, in that case it will be plagiarism and all, है ना. So इसी सब की बात करें कि he is giving an example of President Stanford University bullying of guides, and guide होते हैं, I mean, जो PhD वगैरह जो करते हैं उनको पता होगा. So guides are there and all, under which, I mean, the person do PhD. तो इतना आपको नहीं जानना है. I mean, you are not supposed to go in detail. Hurdles to overcome before becoming digital India. Yes. Multiplied use, persistent divide. देखो एक चीज जो issue है, I mean, digital India has a lot of benefit, but one of the issue which is being highlighted is called as digital divide. Digital divide means lack of, दो चीज हो सकता है, lack of digital technology और lack of digital literacy. दोनों में कोई भी एक चीज होगा. जैसे for example, if there is a person, digital technology is no doubt helping the people, of course, no doubt it is improving governance and helping the getting services. But अगर किसी के पास टेक्नोलॉजी है नहीं, मान लीजिए for someone is in village area, he or she does not have a smartphone, तो कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएगा बेचारा. Yeah, if he or she has a smartphone internet but he she does not know how to use it, especially senior people have problem. अगर जो senior लोग होते हैं, especially 60 plus 70 plus, they have problem actually in tackling mobile phones and all. So these are the issues of digital divide, है ना. So that is what is being talked about. क्या क्या hurdles है, परेशानियां. Okay, yes. So अगर आप देखोगे UPI का यूज बढ़ते जा रहा है, एंड अदर्स का IMPS की बड़ा, बट नेफ्ट का देखो, डेबिट कार्ड का देखो, PPI का देखो, नीचे जा रहा है. तो नेफ्ट IMPS ये सब क्या होता है? दीज आर एक्चुअली बैंकिंग ट्रांजैक्शन फ्रॉम वन अकाउंट, बैंक अकाउंट टू अनदर. डेबिट कार्ड सबको जानते हो, ATM कार्ड जिसको आप कहते हो, है ना. क्रेडिट कार्ड इज ऑल्सो वेरी सेम, वेरी मच सिमिलर टू डेबिट कार्ड बट हैज सम डिफरेंसेस. बहुत से लोग जानते होंगे क्रेडिट कार्ड में क्या होता है. UPI इज नाउ वर्किंग वेरी फाइन. जैसे भीम ऐप हो गया, पेटीएम हो गया, आप लोग ये सब जानते हो, फोन पे एंड ऑल, है ना, भारत पे. सो दिस इज एक्चुअली आई मीन कंसिडर्ड एज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ अ रेवोल्यूशन इन डिजिटल मार्केटिंग. कि आपको सब्जी भी खरीदना है, स्कैन करो, खरीद लिया सब्जी, है ना, मार्केट दुकान में गए, यस यू कैन बाय इट एंड ऑल. सो इन डिजिटल पेमेंट्स, यस यू कैन बाय फ्रॉम योर नेबरहुड किराना. QR कोड आप जानते हो, इसी को कहते हैं ना QR कोड. ये सब तो आप लोग जानते होंगे. आई मीन द यंग जनरेशन नोज दीज थिंग्स. व्हाट इज QR कोड, आई मीन हाउ टू पे इट, UPI इज देयर. एंड अच्छा, हु हैज मेड UPI, व्हिच ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? UPI के पीछे किसका मतलब मेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बिहाइंड इट, यू हैव टू टेल मी. So has the popularity and ease of digital transactions and all, है ना. तो इसी सब की बात कर रहे हैं. Introduction of UPI, especially actually it became famous after the demonetization and all, है ना. So when it was required, in fact in lockdown also, इसलिए कि lockdown में क्या होता है कि नोट से क्या होता है कि infection might spread, है ना. तो लोग digital payment, contactless payment जिसको हम लोग कह रहे थे ना, contactless payment was actually very much happening because people were avoiding contact, है ना. तो नोट से भी तो फैल सकता था, so people were avoiding it. So UPI have done fantastic in the last 5-6 years. है ना. NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India, is instrumental in implementation of UPI. और UPI बहुत सारे other country में भी, it is not limited to India. I hope you are aware. I think recently UAE, Singapore और बहुत जगह अब open हो गया है ना. So go and read something about it, the nations in which UPI is working and all. Okay, that is what is being talked about. फिर states lack response to lynching, again वही same article we have discussed it, उसी के बारे में है, तहसीन पूना वाला केस and all. Okay, so अभी recently again NFWI has filed a petition in this regard, National Federation of Indian Women, again regarding the this and all. ठीक है. Justice Deepak Mishra at that time has passed the duty, sacrosanct duty of the state and all. ये सब discuss कर लिया. अच्छा, इसको थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिएगा. Nowadays advanced futuristic technology, they are asking questions from there. एक WorldCoin project है, उसमें क्या है, OpenAI जो है ना, OpenAI has come up with ChatGPT. The same OpenAI CEO Sam Altman took to Twitter to reintroduce WorldCoin, a project of this that has eclipsed the popularity of ChatGPT. Means कि because of ChatGPT, WorldCoin became less famous, but yes, maybe they can ask questions from here as well. ठीक है. So WorldCoin venture runs on a simple model, allow your eyes to be squinted in order to prove your hype and all. एक तरह का क्रिप्टो करेंसी ट्रांसैक्शन होगा, आप समझ रहे हो ना. It will be a sort of cryptocurrency transaction and all. It is an initiative to create digital network and all. ठीक है. So that is what is being talked about. थोड़ा सा इसको आप पढ़िएगा, please go and read it about it. Cryptocurrency क्या होता है and all, because yes, nowadays they are asking questions from technology. To Indian military aircraft visits Australia's Cocos Island. देखो यहाँ पर है, यहाँ पे इंडिया है, दिस इज ऑस्ट्रेलिया. तो यहीं पे कहीं पे कोकोस आइलैंड है, और एक और क्रिश्चियन आइलैंड करके यहीं पे कहीं पे क्रिश्चियन आइलैंड. Okay, so these are the two islands. So Indian aircrafts actually visited here. तो इसी के बारे में था. Just go and read it. C-130. It's a very famous aeroplane. We have discussed a lot of time, है ना, Cocos and Christian Island, है ना. So इसको भी थोड़ा सा just go and read it कि why it was there in the news and all. Military to military engagement will be there and all. ठीक है, with Australia and all. PM Hale's fight against drugs says a record 10 lakh kg destroyed. Yes, drugs fighting is also very important because it has also become a menace. ये बहुत dangerous है. It will actually why it is important, because to stop youth from getting destroyed. Youth की life को बचाने के लिए बहुत important है. So there's a law called as NDPS Act. इसको पढ़िएगा आप थोड़ा सा. Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act. And NCB was formed under it, Narcotics Control Bureau and all. So इसको थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिएगा आप, ठीक है. PSLV put 7 satellite. PSLV is actually Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, which has put 7 satellites. And one of the important one is actually सिंगापुर का DSSR उसमें से, ठीक है. DSSR of Singapore is very important, ठीक है. Just have an idea about it. इसको भी थोड़ा सा just go and read it. ऐसे Chandrayaan 3 is more important, I would suggest. So in second half of the August you will find it Chandrayaan 3 getting landed, तो वो important हो जाएगा, ठीक है. Just have an idea about it. Semiconductor mission not limited to domestic demand. So Mr. S. Jaishankar, he was actually giving a speech at Semicon India Conference 2023. He has highlighted that a variety of engagement between India and client partners will be happening and all. Okay. And India's semiconductor mission was not limited to domestic demand. Matlab, we'll also be exporting it. ये मतलब हुआ. Semiconductor, I hope you are aware, we have discussed a lot of time. It is used in actually making mobile phone and all the other electronic device, laptop, etc. So that is what is being talked about. Guys, at 6 p.m. pe download our app, go to CLAT section, and at 6 p.m. I will be meeting you with what? With revision of the Hindu questions. So please do join it. That would be very, very, very beneficial for you. So I'll be meeting you at 6 p.m. sharp. Do not delay it. So thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll be conducting a sort of a quiz. You know it, है ना? Every Monday. Thanks for watching. And सबको like button press कर दीजिए. Everyone please press the like button. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.